30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's the deadbeat, as promised. Check me out. Goddamn, shit is real right now. It's got me to the point I'm in my fucking feels right now. Feeling deep and I got layers I should peel right now. But feeling stressed in a bitch, I need to chill right now. Cause I got weight that I carry, pain that I be facing. Got a million motherfuckers that would hate me if I make it. That's a grain of salt, I take it. Got a dream and I'ma chase it. Yeah, the fact is that we racing, but I'ma kill you with my patience. Let's face it, I'm that dude that's coming for that last spot. Walking with them shooters and them killers that be half-cocked. Most of y'all dressed up in a costume like a mascot and talk about your money, but is you really getting cash, guap? I got dreams of superseding these lanes, but it takes a lot of work just to achieve in this game. Wish I was T Grizzly. They could blow up my first joint. It's gonna take me some effort. I'm just trying to prove a point, homie. I fucks with you and trust me, it's all love. But I guess I'm in a position I gotta get it from the mud. That's exactly what I'm going through. With everything I'm going through, spoken it for years, so I guess it's time I show and prove. But I got wisdom that's like talking to an older you that put you hip this shit like after years that you gon' notice too. That life will throw some shit at you and you gon' shoulder through. Learn the hard way to show love to those that show to you. You got a secret, then your heart is where you hold it to. Cause if you told your fam, there ain't no telling who we told it to. So never buy into them lies that they done sold to you. I'm trying to make it to the top, it got the coldest view. I see it all for where I'm at, this shit I noticed too. Like all them times you gave your word that I'm gonna hold you to. I know you hate me for them dreams that I done sold to you. But even with that shit said, ain't no one bogus you. Ain't that shit fucking with your conscience, bitch, I hope it do. And when you say my fucking name, I hope you choking too. And when it's all said and done, I hope you know we through. Then it's not a threat, that's a promise, bitch, I hold it too.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. As you can tell from the title, Robert got arrested today. Arrested. What the fuck would Robert get arrested for? Well, I can tell you. So the town of Avila had him arrested for, get this, disorderly conduct and harassment. What was the disorderly conduct and harassment? Writing with chalk on the sidewalk and on the ramp. I don't know if that's disorderly conduct or harassment. Do you, John?
Well, I listen, but I want to make it perfectly clear too that the chalk was sidewalk chalk, which is washable chalk. So, as far as I know, in the state of Colorado, that's not illegal.
No, it's not. And we've already proven this, John, that it's not illegal through prior experiences. So why do you think that they'd be all of a sudden pulling this on us now?
Well, I can only theorize, but there are a couple theories. One would be the fact that this same person that had him arrested on these charges is also the same person that illegally had people enter the property of Robert, take an entire gas meter. Not only did they illegally enter the property and take the gas meter, but they almost blew the whole goddamn neighborhood up because the morons turned around and ended up leaving a gas valve wide open for a week. So you got that going. The gentleman, with letters from his doctors, gave those to the town, which, as far as I know, under the Americans with Disabilities Act, would require the town to put the meter back along with turning the gas back onto his property, but yet to this day, that gas meter has not been returned and the gas has not been put on. So, when a gentleman who, I think we should give a little bit of his medical history, the gentleman is on dialysis. So when you have a gentleman who has an immune deficiency because of that and is required to have heat and hot water, it gets frustrating when you're fighting a town with all the information that you can and you supply to them, and they still, for whatever reason, decide that you're not worthy enough to deal with. We've come to a crossroad here where the lines have been drawn and it's open season on anybody that bucks the system in Aguilar. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And the fact that they have a goddamn town attorney, and in my opinion, is a piece of shit attorney, right? Personally advising the employees of the town to subjugate people to threats of lawsuits. And essentially, we have one person that, in no uncertain terms, has threatened violence and conspired to pay somebody to carry out that violence. There's a problem here. And maybe when the feds get into this goddamn town, maybe the feds will take a look at not only the money that's missing, but they're going to take a look at the conspiracies that were going on. Maybe they're going to start taking a look at the town attorney, who clearly doesn't have a clue on what's going on here, or either that or he's involved with it. Again, in my opinion. So I think we should let's just roll out the carpet for the feds and let's give them everything.
Well, Tyra is already doing that, in my opinion. I mean, and I'm sorry, there was a question earlier, where is Aguilar? It's in the state of Colorado. And Joe, yeah, it's for sidewalk chalk. Basically, they got him for writing words on the ramp. That's what they're calling harassment and disorderly conduct. Even though the conduct was done early in the morning, before town hall was even open, he didn't confront anybody. He'd just go up there, write his sidewalk chalk on the ramp, and then go home. That to me isn't disorderly conduct. It's not graffiti because it's not permanent. So it's definitely not harassment. I mean, we all know the definition of harassment. We've had to deal with this definition multiple times with the town of Aguilar trying to claim harassment.
and let's not forget this fact, that the person or the people that the sidewalk chalk was written about are all public employees, which means they're subject to criticism from the people.
Right. Absolutely right. But they can't take that criticism. They don't have a thick spine. But then again, we go back to Tyra, who has admitted that the feds are coming in. That is not a rumor at this point in time. It was a rumor until I could actually peg it down. But Tyra said it herself on a nice little video. I know I got to get it put out on YouTube, but she admitted that the feds are coming in. So I guess maybe she is trying to give them everything. It just seems like they just keep wanting to hand stuff to the feds.
You know what else is interesting too, you people? In that same video, the town, right, seemed to be hiding from the people the fact that Adam, who used to work for the town, is suing the town. They tell the people about that, didn't they?
Joe, we do know what was written on that wall. and they weren't threats. Uh, they are some pretty bad words. So viewer discretion is advised at this point in time. If words hurt your feelings, probably best to either mute for like a good 10 seconds or just click out. Basically, come slut dumpster ended up on the wall. I don't think that's a threat. Uh, blowjobs. Certain people do blowjobs really good. Pretty much just vulgar statements were put on the wall. No threats, just some vulgar statements. And as we all know, one man's vulgarity is another man's lyric. I mean,
yeah, I believe that case law was settled back in 1972 in California by the U.S. Supreme Court. But, I could be wrong.
I mean, you can take offense to words all you want, but in my opinion, I mean, unless you're going to get upset and you're going to want to fight the person over those words, I don't know, maybe they might be fighting words. Do you think those are fighting words, John?
Listen, they're not fighting words, but, it also brings to mind the other case law, which would be Houston v. Hill. I mean, these Supreme Court cases, they mean nothing to the town of Aguilar, and clearly they mean nothing to the attorney.
Well, I mean, they've made it very clear that the state doesn't have anything over them, and obviously federal doesn't have anything over them, or at least they're about to find out that they were wrong on that one. But
yeah,
apparently they're above the law in all aspects, is what they think.
I guess it is what it is, but at the end of the day, the fact that they actually went after a gentleman who clearly has medical issues, and it's funny that the person claiming harassment has done nothing but harass the guy that was arrested.
Right.
From the word go.
Close to liable, Joe, but he knows the limits. So, I mean, we feel that it didn't push limits enough, at least not enough for disorderly conduct and harassment. I mean, no threats were made. No threats towards anybody through his actions were made. So the two just don't fit. The two just don't fit. But he is sitting in jail right now for $700 bail. $700 bail. We are working on that as we speak. Things are in the works. No worries. There is going to be no donation link put up. Don't ask to donate. Things are already in the works. So, but yeah, we figured we'd go live. There's a nice little protest. If you guys have a computer and you guys can do multiple screens, I do believe Lady J is live as well. And believe me, I think Lady J is not the person that they want there right now. Just in my opinion. I've heard that they don't like Lady J over there, John.
I believe you. You just can't make it up.
No. Thanks for putting up those links, John.
I am putting them in the chat, the links for that cover the law, so that people can take a look at them, because clearly when you read through them, it's really kind of tough for them to make an argument, to be honest with you.
It is. It really is. And at this point, I'm kind of dumbfounded at the fact that we have been through, I don't know how many things, but I want everybody to know that Los Animas Sheriff's Department really shouldn't take the blame for arresting him on this one. And not even the town of Aguilar should really be taking the blame on this one. Well, that partial, okay, partial, because they're the ones that are gonna, they're the ones that have been harassing him for I don't know how long now, and this was just one more thing to harass him with, like he's gonna stop. But I can tell you who is at fault, and that would be the lovely DA Henry Solano that invoked the warrant for his arrest for these things. It wasn't the police, it wasn't the town. The DA ended
Well,
up creating the charges for Robert. The DA is the one that created the warrant for Robert, and the DA is the one that sent the cops to go get Robert. In this case, I have to side with the cops. They were only doing their job because they were listening to the DA. That's just my opinion. My
well,
opinion. But if it's issued by the DA,
I will agree with you to a point. I will agree that the police were doing what they were told to do. They had a court order. They had to follow the order. I will agree with that. Where I will part ways on this is that you're saying it's not the town. No, it was the
well,
town.
no. I gave town a little bit of credit because, again, they're the ones that have been harassing him. But really, in the end, we both know Henry Solano should have never even invoked that warrant. That warrant should have never even come up, period, because it's bullshit. And we all know that Robert's going to beat the charge. So why create a charge that you know somebody's going to be able to beat, John?
Well, I think it's to get him out of the way, or it's to get, to serve a higher purpose, And I think what they've done by attacking Robert, and again, not to put his medical issues out there, but you're talking about a guy that's got issues with where he goes to dialysis. You have to be some kind of really sadistic mother effer in order to issue a warrant on a guy that's on dialysis. They could have done it.
Well,
They
I
could
mean,
have.
we could ask Four Corners here. Four Corners has been dealing with pretty much the same shit Robert's been dealing with, except Four Corners has gotten arrested more.
Yeah.
I mean, the poor fucking guy here, he gets fucking released and a warrant automatically gets put out on his fucking ass. What the fuck is that shit, Four Corners?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. So, I mean, it's all over. It's not just here in Colorado. It's down in New Mexico. It's in fucking Massachusetts. It's in fucking Florida. It's fucking everywhere. The corruption is everywhere.
It's not corruption more than it is stupidity. Really. It really is. And something, again, we're crediting the sheriff. They did what they had to do, and I get that. But, I think part of this is the All Boy Network getting pissed off because their thing is being brought to light, and they don't want light shown on what's going on.
No, they don't.
So
They don't want.
what do you do? You're gonna go after a guy that has medical issues, and you think that's gonna make you feel better? I hope you can sleep. I really hope you can sleep at night.
Well, I mean, think about it, John. If you're a person that's been having all these problems and whatnot and so forth with all these people putting out videos, who's your best target to take out? Oh yeah, the guy that doesn't make any fucking videos and is on dialysis. That's the best guy to try and fucking take out of the equation.
And just so you folks know, this is the same guy that thinks he's going to run for a commission seat.
The DA.
Yeah. Tell me, how's that going to play out when you got this guy standing in front of 1 million people or people in the town, and you're trying to do a debate, and this guy's standing up going, well, why the hell did you have me arrested? A man on
Right?
dialysis and you had me arrested. Explain that to the people here so they can understand, so that they know what kind of dirtbag they're going to get. It's a disgrace. It's a goddamn disgrace. And you know something? Henry should be a goddamn ashamed of himself, because if he was carrying this out because of what other people were putting forward to him, because you know for a fact that there are other people involved in the conversation before these charges went forward, that Henry should have had a backbone and said, piss on you guys. I'm not doing this. Not to a 70-something-year-old guy that's on dialysis. I'm not doing it. He had
Well, I mean,
no.
I, yeah, but he was more than willing. It didn't matter whether you were on dialysis, had cancer, if you were 70 or 12 or whatever. He was more than willing to sit there and strike a deal about public comments and public recording at a public meeting.
Well, you know something? I may just come out to goddamn Colorado and I'm going to test that fucking theory, because you know what? I would love to see them fucking slap house on me, because I will fucking own him. I am done. I am finished with this goddamn and I'm finished with this bullshit. That goddamn bullshit that they're trying to pull, and he knows in a public meeting he can't stop anybody from recording. Nobody. And
Right.
he knows it. This
Well,
is
he was based that whole meeting between him and Good Citizen was basically just giving Good Citizen the right to fucking record. He wasn't giving anybody else in that room the right to
he
record.
doesn't give us anything. We
Well,
we get what
that's what I'm
belongs to us.
that's the point that I'm trying to make, John. Is this guy thinks that he can sit there and he can strike a deal about recording in a public fucking meeting?
Oh
That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
that's
that's
not how
right.
this works, Henry.
Oh,
Henry. This is not how this works. And besides, Henry, from the last time that I called you, you never called me back. I feel like that's a big fucking spit in my face, Henry. All I asked for was to, find out what your viewpoint, and you can't call me back. You can call Good Citizen back 10 million times. All right, I tell you what, I got your cell phone. I'll give you a call later on today. How about that?
I think we
My
should
phone is ready, Henry. I got your cell phone number, so
goddamn ridiculous, man.
it
Absolutely.
is, man.
You know,
Like,
again, is he's acting like he's giving us something. He won't give us anything. We take it. It's ours. We own it. We tell you what to do. You don't tell us what to do. When it comes to the Open Meetings
Got
Act,
broken ceramics in
oh my God. I can't even with this guy. I can't. I'm telling you.
well, I'm telling you.
Can't believe us in a meeting that we were able to record any day, anytime they have a goddamn open. And they're saying, no, you can't. That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what he was saying, is that they'll work on that at a later time, future date, on letting people record. They're going to work
Yeah.
on a later date on getting that no cameras, no video, no nothing, all taken down. That's all at a later date.
Well, you know what's funny, you people? And this is the best part, and this is what I love. This is a DA, right? And he
Right.
went off of the word of the town attorney who told him that there was case law in Colorado from Sheridan that backed what they were doing. And you know what the funny part is? We know, and I know personally, one of the people involved in that case is Sheridan. And I'm telling you right now, that case never went to appeal. It's never been decided. The only thing that was decided was the criminal aspect of the case. And guess what's under appeal now? The same goddamn case. And you know what? I can pretty much guarantee you that that case is going to get tossed and reversed. And guess what? Then they got nothing. So who's
Right.
going to have egg on their face then? And not only that, but the ordinance that was put in place in Sheridan is going to get struck down and is going to get thrown off as unconstitutional. And then what's going to happen? Now Sheridan's opened up to a lawsuit. So you know what? By all means, you guys want to play that game, go for it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up losing. It's a losing battle. Unbelievable. This is your DA, folks. He doesn't even bother to look to see if there's case law.
No, he just takes the word from other people. That's all. He just takes the word from other people, and that should be good enough. You know, that should be good enough. I'll take it from this guy over here that thinks that the First Amendment is cockamamie.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Cockamamie, and I think it's time that we rein in the government. I think it's time that the town of Aguilar and the board members get reined in. How about that? That's what I think we should do. I think that the people of Aguilar should rein in their officials and let them know that they're not in charge. We are.
Right.
I'm sorry, man. I am heated. I can't believe they did this to him. I am so mad. You know, I see this and I take it personally because my dad was about Robert's age when he passed away, and it's really eaten at the last nerve that I have right now. I just can't believe that they would do this to this guy, and they would do it and not even blink an eye. That
Yeah.
that just goes to show you what kind of people you're dealing with. They're willing to possibly kill this guy. You know, nothing for nothing. But what would have happened if he had some kind of medical issue while he was there? You know what I mean? What would they have done then?
Well, by law, they're supposed to provide all medical needs that he may have, and I can tell you right now that that jail is not situated or equipped for the needs that that man has. If he has a medical emergency, he would have to be rushed over to the nearest hospital if that was the case. So, um,
Where's the nearest hospital, you people?
tell you the truth, I don't know offhand, and I'm not working off of my computer right now, so I could not give you that information offhand.
I I might be wrong, but I think it's like a half an hour away.
Um, from Aguilar, I think it's about 45 minutes away, but I do believe that their jail is located down in uh, Trinidad.
Yeah.
So he would be closer. I mean, it wouldn't be that long if he was in the jail to get him to the hospital, but still, they're not equipped to handle what ailments he has. And the fact that they arrested him on that aspect, that's kind of crazy to me too. But then again, they are petty offenses that he would have ROR'd out on anyways if bail wasn't gotten up for him. So I guess they figured if they weren't going to have him very long, why the hell not, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I just it shows the character of the people you're dealing with, doesn't it?
It does. They got no problem with that. They didn't even. Well, I mean, you got to remember that if a warrant was issued, they had more than enough probable cause to arrest him. So I hope they've got enough. I hope they've got enough evidence to prove that it was actual harassment and disorderly conduct.
Well, I I posted the statutes in there, and again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm giving out legal advice, but I sure as hell didn't see any fighting words in there. And the fact that the alleged victim wasn't even in the area at the time that the writing was done, uh, uh, it is what it is.
It
You
is
know,
what it is.
and it's funny too because the sheriffs have come out before for the same sidewalk chalk, and it's funny because the town was told, the workers in the town hall were told, there's nothing we can do about it. You're public employees. So why did it change all of a
What's
sudden?
trash, what's not? Here's your hearing aid. Here's the other part of your ring. Oh. I don't know, John. I don't know what's changed about it. Corey, what's going on? Joko, what's going on? Dennison.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even looking at the chat.
He got arrested at the same time as Trump? Did Trump get arrested today? I missed that. He did?
He was found guilty in the hush money. 34 counts. We were just reading about that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Killing me over here.
So,
Doreen. Yes. So we've got Doreen on here saying she's on her way home with Robert. Robert is out.
Oh, I'm glad he's on his way home. You know, wow. I'm glad you're out, Robert. Did we lose my man, you people? Or?
What's that, John? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought we lost you.
No. I had muted out me. The wife and I are in the process of moving, and so hold on one second. Let me try and get back here. Oh, how do I do it? Oh yeah, because I'm on my phone. So we're in the process of moving. We're getting everything out of this house, and we're moving into one that we purchased. So
nice.
It's gonna be fun times, have by all. But of course, stuff like this goes down. I'm in the middle of a move.
Yeah, it's always the way, right?
Right. But you can always take time for your friends and get the word out when they're in trouble for no freaking good goddamn reason. So
yeah, you know, I'm curious. I would love to see the take from the Secretary of State as to why it is that the town hall is remaining closed, right? And certain people are working remotely. You know, that's awful funny. You know,
it is awfully funny.
Seems to me that the law on that is pretty clear. Also, they're supposed to remain. I mean, but you know,
they're above the law.
Yeah, I know. It's always the way. You know, it's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the town meeting that was supposed to take place last week that never got posted. Then supposed to get posted for Tuesday. Emergency meeting that never got posted. You know, it's just kick the can down the road. You know.
Well, they know that their time is limited at this point in time, only for the simple fact that, again, Tyra went flipping out on Byrne and was talking about the feds coming in and was talking about all this other bullshit and how she knows that they're coming after her personally.
Yeah. It's awful funny how that worked out, huh? And I think what's even funnier is the fact that the town hall was locked up yesterday, and the only person that the only people that gained access to it were the mayor, who supposedly, according to that same video, had a heart attack, and I believe Ken. So maybe I'm wrong, but does Ken have special powers that he gets access and nobody else does?
Well, you know, that guy, he likes to volunteer his time for $65 an hour, you know? I mean, you gotta make special treatment for a guy like that.
How do you volunteer for $65?
It's logical. You volunteer your time for $65 an hour. The wife just laughed and asked, "How do you volunteer your time for $65 an hour?"
Plus expenses.
Apparently, you could do that through Tyra in the town of Aguilar. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh! Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It just don't stop. It don't stop, John.
Andre?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It never stops. But this is that bully on the playground behavior. Because you know why? This is the best part. They're doing it because there's nothing left for them. You know what I mean? They figure the only thing that's left is this. It's the bully tactic. It's let's throw everything at them but the kitchen sink and hope for the best.
Well, I mean, maybe they think that if they finally got an arrest on one of us, that we would back down because one of us got arrested. Oh, well, if they get arrested, they'll surely back down. Surely.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hmm. I don't think these guys realize that the more that they do this, the more that they just piss us off and keep us going. Like, I don't think they realize this. Hey, a little advice, and we've told you this before. Whoa, what is that?
Hear me? Hear me?
Barely, you're crackling in and out. What's going on?
All
Oh, hold
right,
on.
here with the story. So, just have someone show up with the media. Almost closed, so I was informed about the chucking. So, anyways, he's setting his camera up over to see.
You're cutting in and out, man.
I'm trying to work on it. Oh, his echo cancellation isn't even working at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's the maybe the Wi-Fi or whatever he's got going.
But I do believe he said that there's a news crew there setting up.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's just what they needed, huh?
Yeah.
Ain't bad enough the feds are getting in there. Now they're gonna have to deal with the news crew that's gonna be reporting on how they arrested Robin.
Oh, you know what? I mean, maybe he said Robert just pulled up. I don't know.
That's possible.
I heard camera setup, so I mean it was kind of crackly, and like I said, I've got a huge storm about to hit me, so it could be my internet, could be his internet, but somebody pulled up. They're setting up a camera.
That's, wow.
So Robert probably just got back, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
So he's out. We already knew that he was out. Dorian was bringing him home. And it doesn't take that long. It's been about that long. So it was probably Robert pulling up.
I hope so. Although I will say I do like the fact that Robert's 100% right. This little tactic is going to backfire. And I'm sure that what is it, the World Journal there? I'm sure they'll be chomping at the bit to write about this one. Unbelievable. Can't make it up.
Can't make it up, man. You really can't. Can't make it up. The good news is we got Robert out. Robert's home. He doesn't have to be sitting in jail for any longer than what he needs to be.
Yeah, I'm
And
glad.
sounds like he showed back up to protest again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good for- I don't know, you people. Sometimes it makes you wonder where their moral compasses have gone askew. You know, maybe it's something in the water.
Well, it could be something in the water, but we all know that once somebody gets a certain amount of power and that power starts soaking in, some people like to take advantage of that power and go a little bit further with it. So, I mean, the only thing we can say right now is that I think Tyra is on a crash course right now. I think she's purposely messing up her own stuff. I mean, that's the only thing that I can come up with. I mean, why else would you sit here and do something like this or keep pulling the stuff that they have been pulling, like trying to stop the recording and everything? I don't understand.
Because they got something to hide.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That or Tyra doesn't want to do the job anymore.
Well, I'm not one to tell people what to do, but maybe resigning might be an option for her. I mean, it's not going to save her from any issues she might have with the feds if they discover missing money. But hey, at least it would give her a little bit of time.
Doreen says, yes, we are here. Sorry, again, I'm walking around. I'm packing stuff. I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, folks. Just when you thought things couldn't get worse in this country, then you get this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Colorado People's News. They are pulling this clown bullshit against everybody that speaks up against the country, across the country. You are absolutely right.
There he is. Here's the man.
There's Robert. There's a man. He's looking
At
good,
least
though.
he's wow.
Standing there with the token vet. It's the token vet next to him with the cane.
Hey, you people, wasn't Robert a vet too?
I am not sure if he was or not. I really don't know offhand, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I would think we. I can't remember. I might be thinking of somebody else, but well, look at that. We do have a news crew there, huh? This should be interesting. Now, across the street there, folks, to your right is the town hall that's been closed for the last 2, 3 days. Um, so, and mind you, it's closed not because there has been any threats made, not that there has been any thing that's been other than the sidewalk chalk, but apparently sidewalk chalk shuts down an entire town. I guess that would be the unheard of part.
Right?
And folks, I want to point something out. If you look over here, there's actually a handicap ramp, and that was another issue, a big issue for Robert and the rest of us. That ramp was put in less than a year ago, and one of the things that was pointed out.
It was a news guy. It was a news guy. I'm sorry, John. It was a news guy.
So one of the things that was being pointed out was the fact that this handicap ramp, which doesn't appear to be built to code for ADA compliance, but it didn't matter because it's less than a year and already it's cracking and breaking apart. Now, I'm not the smartest bulb in the lot, but you would think that when you put in a handicap ramp, it should last at least 1 year. I don't know. It lasted maybe 8 months.
No, not before it started cracking and everything like that. And it was shoddily done to begin with, which is a big part of the issue. The concrete was laid in the middle of the winter time, in the middle of the dead cold, which you're not supposed to do. So it didn't cure properly, and you could tell. Yeah, it was just poor workmanship all the way around. They were just rushing to get it done because I guess they figured if they got it done, we'd go away, and we didn't go away.
And let's not forget that when it does snow, they don't even bother shovel it. They don't bother throwing rock salt on it. So it's rendered really useless if it's snowing.
Yeah, very, very, very crazy, this whole situation, man. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything or heard anything like it. But then again, I mean, how many people documented as deep as we have, John?
Yeah. And let's not forget, folks, this is the same town that has $116,000 being tied up by the state because in the last 5 years, they have not done a financial audit, which is required once a year. So for the last 5 years, they haven't done one. And the best part about it is one of the firms that they hired said that they couldn't make heads or tails of the information that was being given to them from the town. Which begs the question, why can't a CPA figure out what's going on with the money in this town? What is it that they're not seeing that they should be seeing? Is there receipts missing? Is there, is the bank statements of those missing? If you try to do a court request and you try to request the amount of money that's in the bank accounts for this town, you won't get a response. If you tried to do a record request for credit card statements for, say, last month, good luck trying to get a response. Everything that you would like to know or information you would try to obtain from this place, good luck getting it. And what's worse is my understanding is that the town attorney is not transparent. He would rather hide the information and make you fight to get it than give it up. Which begs the question, why? If there's nothing to hide and there's nothing wrong, why not give it up? the information's there. It's supposed to be public information. But clearly, they don't want the public to know.
Well, as you can see on screen, the public's going to know. So it was a news crew that rolled up. That is a news anchor there, setting up to have an interview with Robert. So the public's going to know, and it's going to know on a bigger scale now. Wow, that was kind of crazy, John.
Yeah.
One guy gets arrested, and then we have a news crew come in. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Kind of funny how that works out, isn't it? And you know what the funny part is? The funny part is I'll be shocked to see if our illustrious DA or the people involved with having Robert arrested have any comment to this gentleman. My guess would be that they're going to do the ostrich and bury their heads in the sand and hope it passes by.
Well, we both know, John, that they're watching. They've got the show on and they're listening. And if they would like to come up, all you have to do is just make a nice little comment that you'd like to come up and you'd like to make a comment on why Robert was arrested. And we'll more than welcome you up on the panel. Again, we've had Tyra up on the panel plenty of times. We've had Byrne up on the panel. We had Adam up on the panel. I mean, we had lots of people up on the panel. You can come up and you can give your statement to the people out here before the news crews ask you. Very, very simple. But Angie, what's going on? GCM is live on scene right now at Aguilar Town Park, across from the town hall. There's a protest going on, and on top of it, it looks like there's a news crew there interviewing Robert after he got arrested. So.
Well, I will say I do like that accountability for all. That is a wonderful statement. And hopefully the accountability comes sooner than later.
I completely agree. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. And you know what? Eventually it's going to come around, John. Eventually the accountability's got to be handled. They've got to do a town meeting, and they can't put it off any longer.
With everything that's going on, the fact that they got all this money tied up with the state, and now the feds are coming in, and I'm curious if the feds are going to make the state come in and handle business with the financial audits and get them up to date, and make them get up to date. That's going to be an interesting little venture there with the feds coming in. It makes you wonder, maybe if some words are dropped to them about, maybe you should check out the books here, not just for your grants, but maybe somebody should take a look at the books in general.
Yeah, John, I completely agree with that aspect, and that needs to be done as well. We've just been waiting for somebody to be able to step in and do it, and somehow, some way, they keep figuring out ways to get out of it. We can't figure out how or why they keep getting away with it, but they do.
I don't know about you, but I saw the last letter from the state telling there was absolutely no way that they were getting an extension. So I have a feeling that the state is saying we've had enough. Maybe the state's tired of getting phone calls and getting complaints.
I would think so. I really wouldn't like getting the phone calls or the complaints either.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that the Attorney General's office, the Secretary of State, with all the phone calls and all the complaints that are getting filed, that at some point enough is going to be enough for them where they're going to be like, we're tired of our phones ringing off the hook. We're tired of all these written complaints coming in. We really need to start doing something because the manpower getting tied up dealing with these complaints is becoming too much.
You're absolutely right. It's also too much that we have to, as citizens, even you don't even live here and you've gone through half of it. Like the citizens shouldn't have to go through what they've been going through, period. Like even us, we've had our issues, but just think of how many issues the regular citizens have had.
And that's the thing too. And I think we've gone through this before where, I've said this to people, the people that want to change, and they're worried. Look at Rob. Look at Rob. This is what they did to him. They left him. They took the meter out of his house, left him with no gas. They turned around. They had him arrested. What is he? He's right back at it. This guy should be an inspiration to anybody watching this. He should be an inspiration to the people of this town. If he's sitting here standing up to this crap, he's showing you they can't win. They can't beat you down.
Right?
He's proving it. He's showing you when you stand together, you can't, they're not going to do it. They can't do it. They can't beat you down. It's amazing that he has that will to keep going and keep fighting. And it's this will that the people that the town should have. They should share what he's doing. They should turn around and stand with him, because together they're not going to be able to tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that. You tell them, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Right.
Change the tide. We've been living under the rule too long. And in order to change that, you've got to combat it. You've got to turn the tide and change the dynamics of the game. It's unfortunate that I refer to it as a game because it shouldn't be. This is your life. You have to live there. And if this is the way you got to live, and you got to live in fear, you're wrong. There's something wrong that you have to live in fear. And if that's the way you want to go through life, that's on you. But I'd rather stand up and get knocked the hell down than stand back up and get knocked down. At least I'm fighting. At least I'm showing up. It's a shame.
Give me a second. Yeah.
We keep talking about, they always say there's three forms of government, the executive, judicial, and legislative. But they forget about the fourth branch of the government, which is the people, the ones who are supposed to watch over the government, the ones that have the duty to watch the government to make sure that they're operating the way they should, and that they're keeping things above boards, not like this crap.
Right.
And it's a shame because, and I hate to compare it to this, but it's kind of like that little German clown from the 1930s that tried to eradicate an entire race of people. They turned around and they became subservient, hoping that they could be, members of the party. And instead, they tried to eradicate them. And I hate to make that analogy, but it's true. It's history repeating itself.
Over and over again, John.
Yeah.
And that's what we can't understand is there's a good majority of us out there, especially the ones in chat that know, you know, and then we're sitting here trying to tell the other ones, hey, you know, oh, God damn it. This is what's going on, but it just seems like the people don't want to listen.
Well, you know, you can only be afraid for so long, and then you got to either roll over, play dead, or you got to stand up and fight. That's it. Two choices. There's no in between. Just no in between.
No. But I tell you what, John, thank you everybody for stopping in. Robert's home. We just wanted to get the word out about what's going on down in Aguilar. As you can see, there's news down there. There's a protest going down there. So if you're in that neighborhood, why don't you stop on down? Go say hi to GCM, Token Vet, Lady J, Amazing Audits, Robert. Why don't you go say hi? I'm gonna drop this down, and we'll catch up with you guys on the flip side. I'm gonna try and get the rest of this move done.
Thanks everybody for coming in. We appreciate you stopping in and saying hello and listening to us. Thank you all. Take care. Stay safe.
All right, guys. We out. Have a great day.